Hello, hello, hello. I am now going to begin. This will probably be the last video I ever make in this channel, and if it is, then farewell, YouTube. Watching spiders blow up the entire map. I hope you get along with this. Notice how I might not say there. don't play. Bruh.
The row is a bit off. From links. Links go a bit back. Lake, bug, and lucky.
The banner of... Where is the... Frick.
Bugs and ants.
Not gonna... The delay. And... Perfect. So...
We play the next song.
Wait, Rich,
No,
could you
no,
stand
this
behind
is
Alec?
this is the speech part. So everyone quiet real quick. Those who are standing, you may sit if you'd like. You can sit now. So, unlike most of my other speeches, this one, not yet. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this thing out here. So, I'm gonna be real. I mean, I've been real the whole time. I've been real every speech I've made, but this was more real than realer. We all saw this coming. Back on the first, rather our last rally for War to Octavia, I said that there would come a day when this would all come, when all things under me would end, and it would all become rebirthed under Richard or under anyone else put in charge. That day is today. Rather, it is really rare that I ever use my voice for a speech because I've tried to maintain the in-game personality. But I think you all know that, like everyone else on this platform, all of us personally are different. That does not mean that I am fake. That does not mean I am weaker in the real world. But it does mean, however, that the reason why we do not speak or involve our personal lives is because at the end of the day, we see this as a game. Rather, you've all seen this as a game. But yet, that doesn't excuse the fact that I've seen this entire group, this entire legacy, as something of great importance to me. All that you've all done for me and for this legacy, it will forever be in my heart. And whether you think that's serious of me, or whether you think that's great of me, or whether you think that's loyal of me, at the end of the day, this and all of you have meant the world to me. This 6-year legacy, creating an order on a game full of chaos, it was deemed impossible by all of my enemies. But yet, all of you accomplished this under me, and I can never be more than thankful for this. The importance of this ceremony is very simple. I will be leaving this platform forever, and Richard will take my place. And when Richard retires, a similar ceremony will be held, and following that, the same thing over and over again. This ceremony will mark one of the first holidays of our events, and following my leave, there will be many more holidays like this ceremony to follow. My last moments on Roblox were fun, however, they were also kind of depressing. For years, a lot of my old guard had remained loyal and had sworn to maintain that loyalty. The reason why they weren't was because they were friends of mine. Many of them were comfortable, many of them were equal. Some of them I met in the real world. Unfortunately, many of them abused that friendship and betrayed me. Following that measure, the development team betrayed me. After over 6 development teams, after paying over 40,000 of my own funding, I was yet betrayed by them. Although for the first 5 years of my legacy I had nothing but loyalty, the last 6 months has been nothing but complete and utter torture. I was attempted to be swatted, I was attacked. I mean, you all know what has happened. It has been an utter torture, and it has been an utter depression that I have maintained for the sake of all of you. Unfortunately, many of those people that were equal to me had an ego. But luckily, all of you here today that stand before me as loyalists to this cause are not as egotistical as they were. Fortunately, you have all learned the doctrine and have practiced it every day of your careers. And henceforth, this is why I believe that you will carry on this cause from today onto other days, at least on this game, that is. Hopefully on this game. Hopefully nowhere else but this game. But you will get the point. You will get the point because obviously I have secured this doctrine to ensure that all of you remain loyal. And it is unfortunate that those who are friends with me are more likely to betray than those who are not. But henceforth, this is an understanding that you all have. So, I'd like to thank every single one of you for maintaining that loyalty. And although many of you do not know me personally, just know that even though you've had a one-way street of loyalty towards me, I have always been loyal towards all of you. And I've always cared for all of you, and I've always wanted the best for all of you, no matter what you've been told. Yes, I've exiled people. Yes, I've brought harm. I have done all of these great and horrible things at the same time. But at the end of the day, whatever is judged, it was all done for your benefit. Look at what we've created now. If it wasn't for loyalty, if it wasn't for discipline, none of this would exist. You must all understand that. You must all understand that that is the degree this is taken. I recommend there's a moderator in the VC just in case they try to ear rape. FYI. This is gonna be kind of a long speech, by the way, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it, and it's worth it because this is my last day, so bear with me. So, for 6 years, I have carried this legacy. It all began in German forces when I was only in low rank, when people told me I'd never become a general, an officer, and yet here I stand here today, with one of the most dedicated orders of this entire platform. All of my life, at least in this platform, not in real life, but on this platform, I've been doubted. I've been told that everything I wanted to do in life, in this career, and whatever you want to call this, has been impossible. To create an order is impossible. To have loyalty is insane. They said I was insane, that it would never work. But yet, every single time I was doubted, yes, now they're exploiting. So, see, the coincidence, there is some symbolism in the exploiting. The coincidence is actually really simple. Yeah, just track him, you'll ban him. The coincidence is really simple. Because even though they doubt me, even though they attack us, and even though they intend to ruin these events, we still stand tall. They have attempted to sabotage, and yet we're still standing here. They've exploited our games, they've infiltrated our games, and yet we still can stand. Because that is the power that we've created. And whether I am hated for it or loved for it, nobody can deny the fact that this will nevertheless prevail, no matter what. So, it is absolutely pathetic, because the enemy always fails every time, but it's also funny they continue to do so when they will never get anywhere for it. The defects that recently left us, I will be honest, that some of them might have had somewhat of a point. That does not excuse the fact, however, that they have betrayed me blatantly. That although there is hard times, and although there is hard struggles, that does not excuse the fact for disloyalty. I have done nothing but maintain my loyalty to you, and therefore it is respectable that all of you do the same thing to me by carrying this legacy. And when you are my age, then retire as I had done. But it is unfair that these defects that leave because, oh, the group is inactive, it's really unfair that they do this. Because I didn't abandon all of you throughout this struggle, throughout the previous struggles, throughout many of the struggles, despite all of my attacks. I've been personally attacked. What have you all went through compared to me? You've went through a lot yourselves, but you've been through inactivity and you've been through AA attacks. I've been through 100 times worse. Keep that in mind throughout this cause. Nevertheless, this is all done to ensure the security of this group. So, in regards to Richard, there are many rumors, there are many oppositions to his order. And I know that there's a lot of fear that he will be ruthless or whatever the rumor is. But I believe firmly that he will guide this cause, and it will go farther than we could have dreamed of. At least he will assist in making that a reality. And whether someone disagrees, whether someone else believes the opposite, or anything else, to me it doesn't really matter. Because at the end of the day, if you all have faith, you can do anything you want. When I was doubted, did I say you were right? Did I say, oh, I'm not going to do anything? No. I said, no, you're wrong, and I'm going to prove you wrong because I have the faith of a lion. If all of you repeat those words each time you were in the same struggle as me, then you will do the same and you will prevail. You cannot give up, because if you give up, then you lose. These defects, what they are is they are losers. They failed to maintain that cause, and now they're losing because they failed to maintain basic discipline. Now, that's not to say that they were wrong, and that's not to say that they're right either. I'm simply putting that, yes, there are problems that they should have been fixed, but yet their faith was gone. They said, we're going to remain dead forever. But yet today we had a full server. What are we, botting our members now? No. The fact of the matter is that once we're in a depression, people assume that we're dead. But once we're alive, people assume that we're cheating or whatever. No matter what we do, we will be hated, and you must all tolerate that throughout this cause. Because we will nevertheless win. Because we've won before, and we're going to win again. So development, either way, has been going decent. Richard's going to go back to World War II. Those maps are already done, so you've already been prepared for what's next. Following my leave, there will be a huge, huge rebirth with hundreds of thousands of funding, and it will be unbelievably large. Read the prophecy that I wrote in the Revelations if you don't believe me. If you want truth, it's all adding up. It's all coming together. The Civil War, I wrote that in the Legacy freaking 3 months before the events of last week. This is all coming together as predicted. I'm not a prophet. I'm just saying what I've predicted through rational mind is coming to truth. And if that's coming to truth, then everything else should come to truth. So you should all have faith just like I do. But following my leave, I think you will all prevail. And despite all of the depressions, you will all triumph. You must have faith. You must have the faith and the willpower to, just like I did. When I leave this game, Every single one of you will have the same faith as I did, the same loyalty as I did. You were never told that I was loyal either. You were just told to be loyal to me. Nobody ever asked, was Alec loyal to us? Was Alec loyal to the cause? Now I am answering that question after 6 years, that I am loyal to that cause. And I have done so by maintaining that cause despite everything. I've lost almost my entire life, for not my real life, like died, of course, but reputation over this game. And that's because of how much I care for this legacy. Why I do, I really don't know, and I don't care why. I just simply do. It's an emotion I have felt, and I think any rational being would understand that. So I can't stress this enough. You've all been really good men. You've been very good loyalists, and I mean that full-heartedly. You are the best men I could have ever wanted or asked for. Out of any other year, any other group, any other time, you've all done nothing but maintain by my side. You've undergone the worst of allegations. You've been given the worst of evidence that is debunked. You've been given the worst of everything. And yet you remain by my side because you want to remain loyal, because you are all good men that commit good soldiery in the name of this group. And I can do nothing but respect that. If any of you believe that you are worthless, that you are nothing, then remember my words today, because none of that is true. None of that is ever going to be true, so long as you remain morally pure. It was never about loyalty, gentlemen, and you'll never hear me say that again, and you've never heard me say that before. It was about morality. And you're asking me, well, what? What do you mean? What do you mean it's not about loyalty? See, through loyalty, you've all maintained moral codes. You've become good people. You've respected your brothers. You've all maintained a good reputation. You've all maintained good moral framework. Brotherhood, honor. This was all a part of the loyalty program. That was what I wanted to instill. Not to be dominant, not to be the best of the best. No, to be a good moral society in this game. Somehow, in a game of chaos, this was possible. Because I believe firmly that there can be good people on this platform, and I believe they could make it work, and I did make it work. That is why our enemies hate us, and that is why they will always be jealous. That is why they'll say that, oh my god, he wrote a 5,000-page thing. They will hate me because not only are they jealous, not only are they angry I am that dedicated, but they do not have the same dedication. Because of that, they have lack of regard, and that's only to the enemies that are truly toxic, not everyone that is against that book. So the legacy and what comes beyond, it is going to be enormous, and I wish I could be here to see it, but fortunately, the good news is all of you will live to see that day. And that is what I want, not me. It was never about me. It is about all of you, and that is why I'm giving you all this empire. People ask me, why don't you just sell the legacy, sell the successorship, sell all the groups? Because it was done for all of you. Why did I never transfer my funds into my own USD? Why did I never transfer anything for personal gain? Because it was all about you. You gave me your loyalty, and I transfused your loyalty back into you. With your power, I established glory, and I established prosperity, thanks to all of you. And now, this is the rewards. Thanks to 6 years of your support and help, you have an entire empire under another leader that has the same beliefs as all of you. That was the end goal. That is what this doctrine, this collective is and should remain to be. And I am not sad that I am leaving. I am actually happy, because the last time I tried leaving this game, it was a disaster. But I came back, I fixed all those problems, and now look at us. Over 100 bloodline. Remarkable achievements have been created. Thanks again to all of you, and thanks to my leadership, of course. Not to praise myself, but in the time that I leave this platform, I think that my spirit, my ideas will rise up and will take homage within all of you. It will live on, and the skills that I possess will be carried on within all of you. You will all develop as not only great loyalists, but great, competent soldiers following my lead. You will learn from my books, you will learn from my doctrines, and you will carry these ideas throughout this platform. And the new generations that join years from now will do the same. Hell, I firmly believe that 10 years from now, if you guys do as well as I believe, that this could be a major platform with hundreds of thousands of people, not just on this platform, but on the internet. And again, hopefully remains on the internet. I don't want to see any red shirts marching around my town trying to say, bring back the victorists. So, joking, of course, joking. But on a more serious note, all of you will develop these skills, and so long as you remain loyal, so long as you remain moral and maintain your values, you will all become not just great people in this game, but also in real life. And I guess people hate the fact that I have these good impressions and these good impacts, but I hope that that is the result of this. Yes, again, there has been hardships, there has been struggles, there has been numerous events that have been negative, but it was all done for your benefit and for your advantage. And now I am finally retiring. Not because I have grown bored, not because I've given up, but because it is my time to go. I am an adult, I'm going off to do real life things, and like any other adult, I must pursue them. I have a destiny that I want, and just like a destiny here, I have a destiny in the real world that I will try to achieve. And once again, I am doubted in the real life too, because no matter where I go or what I do, I will forever be doubted, I will forever be opposed, but no matter what, my willpower will forever go above those who doubt and oppose me. And so long as I have that faith, so long as I am with the Lord Jesus Christ, hopefully I will go far. Regardless, you all have the same destiny. Not as just great leaders and great men, but as great loyalists that create great careers in this game, and later live the real world with a good moral compass. That is all I have to say. I wish I could say more. I wish I could spend hours saying how great and how everything, but to put it simply, gentlemen, it is immeasurable. Oh, look at this guy. I know. It is immeasurable. I can't even explain how much it means to me. It means so much. And again, I'd never do this in a VC just because it's a lot more impactful, I guess. It's a lot more serious, but I mean, who gives a shit? At this point, who gives a shit? I don't care if they think it's too serious. I'm doing it because I feel like it. And the fact that our enemies want to oppose free will, so be it. So be it. That is all I have to say. Richard, if you want to do yours in text or VC, I really don't care. I did mine in VC because I just can't. Words do not mean enough. Text does not mean enough than words. Extend it.
Yeah, I sent you a message on Discord, but I'm not even joking, okay? My computer literally just blacked out in the middle of that thing, so...
The anti-virus just DDoS your PC or something. They're just like, oh no, they just kicked our exploiters. We have to DDoS their PCs now. They're gonna like try and swat me. Like, oh my god, we can't let me with the ceremony. We must be able to swat Alec now. Okay, well, how long's that gonna take?
Probably like 10 minutes. I could try and give a speech over VC, though.
You want to do it over VC?
Yeah, I'll be on my phone, though.
Let me do like a fake mock crowning ceremony first. Lux, if you don't mind,
Okay.
I'm going to... No, I'll use someone else.
Someone please record this so I can see.
What's your username? Visible yourself. Adam, Char, Adam, Richard, Riptarian. Is that gonna work? It's probably like a... There we go. Alright, stand over here. If you remember what to do. You'll basically, after I do the crowning, you basically stand in front of me, which symbolizes, well, forget symbolization. You'll understand. You'll understand. What the? This admin man. Scores, and then after switch.
Yes. Okay. Well, you can all hear me, right? Just wanna.
Yeah, they can.
Okay. Well, anyhow, hello, my fellow Rictarians. My name is Richard. I'm sure you all know me. I am obviously successor, or well, now obviously I'm the leader, but former successor, now leader to the Rictarian cause. We all know why we're here. Today is unfortunately going to be the final day in which I'm assuming practically all of you are going to be seeing Alexander in the flesh. He will be missed. He will be remembered. His legacy passed on for an eternity. And for the time being, I will be the one who shall ensure that all of this goes smoothly. Some of you are perfectly content with this fact, and I'd like to take the time right now to thank those who fit nicely into this category. But some others here in this crowd and elsewhere do not feel the same. And before I say anything else, let me just make it clear to all of you that I have nothing against you if you do belong to this latter category. As a matter of fact, I probably would share a similar sentiment if someone, say Oswald, if he stuck around, were here right now in this spot instead of myself. So, knowing that there may be perhaps some squandered sense of dissent among a few of you, I've intentionally left alone in hope that I'm given a second chance by those of you who feel this way. At the end of the day, truthfully, I am here to carry on the legacy left behind by Alexander, and I'm only willing to destroy those who oppose both his doctrine and legacy. Those who once opposed me are forgiven, but I won't lie that those who irrationally opposed me or will oppose me for selfish reasons or for egotistical desires will be put down like any other would be. That means that from now on, I will be forgiving to those who deserve it. Note, deserve it. And deliver hardship to those who take me and this cause for granted. With all that to the side, I'd just like to take the time right now to put down some rumors and to quell any anxieties within any of you here in the audience today. And to say a few very important things that needed to be said. I know to some, I appear a cruel individual, some perhaps even seeing me as a hateful, abusive, etc. But let me make this clear, and this is not to make any excuses, this is the truth. This was done on purpose. It was my job for the past 6 or so months to be Alexander's quote-unquote bad cop. It was his will that I put pressure upon all of you to ensure that all of you remain obedient to not only him, but his will as well. That doesn't mean that I was going to be a pacifist. Simply, I am removing most of the pressure from him and applying it to myself and towards the rest of you. Now, this is not to say that I did not make mistakes. I've made many. We're human, after all. And I will make more. But something to note is that I will learn and I will improve, just as Alexander once did when he was in my spot so many years back. For he himself, in his first few months, was just like all of you, and after months of progress, he discovered his own natural abilities. Though, perhaps I may not be as skilled as him, over the years, I will improve, and will hopefully leave a legacy as great, and maybe, possibly even greater, as he once did. Now that Alexander is retiring, it is time that I become this good cop. It is time for change, and most importantly, action. Now that I am the leader, I will ensure that the olden days are restored, that victories once again are a regular occurrence. Activity is sky high, that we reach the fabled golden age, the supergroup that we all clamor for. There are many rumors circulating around the dynasty that we will be returning to the World War II genre, as Alec himself already expressed. And let me just repeat this one more time. All these rumors are 100% true. Expect to see us back in Octavia, patrolling the streets of Paris very soon. And when I say very soon, I mean just around the corner. Our reputation as a people will be restored. You have my word on that, as will our prestige. On top of that, the council, as well as the Army High Command, the Authority High Command, all of that will be reformed drastically. I'd also like to note, before I move on, that I'll be making changes to myself as well, if that wasn't already clear before. I will be forming an advisory to assist me in doing so. This advisory shall be composed of 9 of the most intelligent, rational, capable men within the dynasty. There will be equal representation of all groupings of Rictarians. Old blood, veterans, new gen, even, political ideologies, races alike. There will be adults, there will be teens, there will be, representation of minorities. These men will advise me to become as fair, as compassionate a leader as possible. And I will be doing whatever I can to ensure that you, the people, have a voice within this dynasty, just as Alexander intended under his own fist. Obviously, things like opposition, disloyalty, disobedience, and whatnot will still be punished, but opinions that the people judge, the people, not just one person, but the people, will be seen as reasonable and will obviously be accepted. Moving on, I'd just like to break the ice here by taking the bull by the horns. There are some here who hold bad blood with me. This is understandable. And I must admit that I, in the past at least, held bad blood against these individuals, who I will not name, as well. If you are one of these individuals, I would like to offer you something. I would like to offer you, my friend, a new start. Maybe you messed up. Okay. Maybe you messed up, or maybe I did. Regardless, if the latter was the case, I must sincerely apologize. If the former was the case, then I will be giving you one final chance to change yourself for good, and hopefully do this dynasty some good. Hopefully restore that reputation you had all those years back ago. I trust that some people, in their judgment, weren't wrong, and I will do whatever I can to improve myself for the better. Rest assured, all these concerns over long essays, hell jacks, yada yada yada, will be quelled. No more decisions that may seem impulsive to some. I've been quiet and I've been isolated at a similar level as Alexander was at for quite a while. And I have finally come out of my shell for the sake of all of you here today, for the Rictarian people. And just as many of you are devoted to Alexander, I myself must make the same commitment to ensure that his work lives on. And that is exactly the reason why I'm doing this, why I'm saying all this, why I'm standing up here today. Do not mistake this generosity as weakness. It took great strength to say any of this. From now on, everything shall be an open book. If you have a complaint, you can speak to my advisory about it. All complaints, all of them, will be fully considered. Nobody will be punished for having a proper and fair grievance against me. So long as criticism is constructive, of course, and so long as intentions are for the benefit of this very cause, then all advice and all forms of criticism will be carefully considered by us. You must realize that this is a great change. Even Alexander was on edge about allowing so much freedom. and it took quite a bit of convincing to get all this in motion. If this is not proof of my care for all of you, if somehow this is not enough to prove that I am a man of the people, then I let the people amongst you judge for themselves. Honesty is something that will be championed by this dynasty through the time that I lead it. If you are honest with me, and if you maintain that strong code of moral and honor, then you will be respected, not just by me, but by all those around me. Finally, to the rest of the community who may be listening here in the audience, to the foreigners, to the leaders, to the allies, to the puppets, I do not want for our people to have enemies. If you are willing to be fair to us, we will treat you the same as well. Golden rule, right? I intend on making this group, this dynasty, an isolationist one that will not attack unless absolutely provoked. No more to conquests of imperialist ambition. No more interventions in foreign wars that have zero return interest. Less exposure to people that are outside of this community. Anyone that provokes us or attacks us, of course, will be utterly crushed under the mighty boot of our people. But otherwise, if there's no reason for involvement, there shall be none. You have my word on that. Our priority will be to build up our own empires and to defend ourselves from enemies that seek the direct harm of our people, of our leadership, and whatnot. Most groups out there do sympathize with us and our cause, and it will be groups like those that shall remain closest to us. While I must admit that we will neglect other foreign groups and allies, those that are loyal will not go unrewarded. Submit to the Victorians, and I will ensure that your nation become one like ours under the victorious banner. To wrap things up, I plan on ruling for around 2 or so years. Once my time is up, of course, as tradition calls, a new successor shall take my place. The only rumors here that are untrue is of any harm against Alexander or his system that was created. I will follow the constitution that he has written up, as well as the succession system that he has practiced with myself. I will do whatever I can in my power to ensure that the successor to me will follow this exact same system, and that the same for him and the same for all else that will be following within Alexander's and my own shadows. Though both mine and their legacies may never match Alexander, that does not mean that we will only grow as time passes by. I hope that those that succeed after me in the near future can follow the same system, just as I will be doing and have done for the past 6 months, and can make this last for years, decades, centuries, perhaps even a millennium. I firmly believe, my friends, that this is only the beginning of something that could become unimaginable. I hope that I live to see it someday. That is all I have to say. I'd like to thank Alexander for giving me this opportunity to be here in this position right now. If it wasn't for him, his chances, his support for me, I probably wouldn't be here today. And that's just the truth. And I'm sure you could say the same thing about a lot of others here. I doubt this, but if there is anyone here that does not know him, he does care a lot, almost too much for all of you. And if it weren't for him giving me the green light on all these changes, I would not be stating any of them here today. I hope you all realize something today, that he quite literally risked his own life, his own real life reputation, to ensure that all of you can play his games, that all of you can have fun, that all of you can enjoy a prosperous time here on this platform, in this community, over a simple virtual platform. A bunch of people he never even met in real life. His family has been harassed, his friends as well. He himself has dealt with slander in his personal life and attacks to the point of swatting borderline arrest. Yet he was always there for us, no matter what, defending our reputation and never letting us down to ensure an existence for us on this platform. Finally, thank you to the dynasty, to the people, especially to all those who had my back the entire time. Dragunov, Aqua, Frank, Lick, Oscar, so many others, you will not be forgotten. Those who remained loyal throughout my hardship, just as I did under Alexander's, whatever I put you through, you will not regret it. I will not disappoint. Trust me. Hail. And God bless you and your
Well,
families. Thank you.
thank you, True Dower Tyrion. Pretty based. So, I guess this is the point where we play the Raging Bull song. Anyone have it? Alright, I'm gonna shake each other's hands. If you, Richard. Never mind.
Yeah.
Can you get someone to...
Yeah, I'm getting it. I'm on phone, so it's kind of, yeah.
Do me proud, boys. Do me proud.
Wait, I think the bot might be muted.
I'll do one more handshake for you guys as well. I can come down, yeah. You're a good man, Luke. Praetorian, you're a good man. All good. Dragunov, you've been through a hell of a lot, man. Hell of a lot. 9 years old, you started this thing? Hell of a lot. Keep up the good work. Do me proud. Spartan, been around short while, year and a half probably. You're young, you're passionate, and even though you're quiet, you're also a good man with a good heart. I really appreciate it. Frenchie, is that Aqua? Aqua. I mean, you know how much respect I have for you. I had a freaking funeral for you, dude. You and your guarding skills, amazing, amazing. Viney, we've had some rough times. You've had some rough moments yourself. Both of us. Both individually and collectively. But you'll always be remembered. You're a legend, man. You're a freaking legend, okay? And find Christ, okay? Do me a favor and try to find Christ. All of you, too. Find Christ in your life. Because I swear to God, without Christ, where would I be? Where would I be? Where would I be? I promise you. Do it. You will not regret it. You will not regret it. Do that for me. I want you to live forever. Not just on this world forever, man. You're a legend. Richard will talk later, I guess. But I mean, I already spoke to you. But thank you. Thank you. That was a good speech, by the way, Richard. That was a hell of a speech.
Thank you.
Hell of a speech, man. You will, in a year, you will be just as charismatic as me. Thank you, visitors, for arriving and not trolling this event. What's left of them, anyways. All right. All right. I wish I could say more, guys. I wish I could say more. I will never forget all of you. I'll never forget the times we had. And I'll never forget this legacy. Sim? Oh, man. Oh, I'm so glad to see you here. You have a long way to go, man. You've been through a lot yourself. And you've been nothing but loyal to me. And I gotta be, you were like a dog. You were like a dog doing all of this work, all of the hard, shitty work, and you just stuck for me every time. You're a good guy. Oscar, for your work in Prussia, man, that was brilliant. Without your work in Prussia, there would not be many people there are today. You did a brilliant job in Prussia, and you've been loyal since then. One of the only good loyalists from Prussia. Alongside, maybe a few others that I'm not going to name, but... Alright.